Welcome back to Cologne. I'm back in Cologne. Finally, it took me like 8 hours for these 300Ks today, so I'm so tired. All the trains are failing. I had to embark and disembark for like 5 times, and it's super annoying. And I said it yesterday in a voiceover. I think I haven't obviously edited yet, but I am feeling low these days. This might just be my sort of natural energy level, which my human design tells me that I need to take care of in terms of having a peak performance level and a period for that, while I need some rechargement level, which usually brings me to not wanting to work 9 to 5 and take me back for some days for just me time and recharge and blah blah blah. But since this is going on for the past week continuously, I might have to consider this and but also I realize this mood that I am in right now has something to do with lack of dopamine, or at least a longing for dopamine, which I'm not sure whether it's a true lack of dopamine or this this super high level of dopamine that we're all getting used to due to our phones and this permanent vibrancy around us and all the things coming into us or coming to us in this high frequency. So I'm not sure whether it's actually lack or just not what I'm used to, but I do feel the need for sweets. I do want to consume things that, whether it's Netflix or Instagram or whatever it is, so on that level. But also pornography and masturbation is becoming a big deal when I'm in this sort of state, and I can't really grab it what it is, if it's just being lonely or feeling lonely at least, or I don't really know where it comes from. And as of all these topics, this is a super sensitive topic, but I can't, me personally right now, I can't yet grasp the connection between low energy and dopamine and well, actually I can I? When dopamine is the molecule, the chemical that is being released for drive, for hey, you're on a good path, for keep going, whatever. When you're either low in that, you're lacking the drive to do something, or other way around, when my body or my system tells me to slow it down a little, it might make sense to produce less of the keep me going chemical. So that might make sense, and it doesn't really make sense to try to artificially get it into my system, if I think about it. So I probably should go to bed just by that. Just call it a day, call it a night, and then just leave. That's probably what I should do. Now that I'm saying it. Which is funny because actually part of me wanted to do this video because I was being proud of myself, be like, hey, I didn't smoke weed, which was also another urge I was feeling, which is just simply the same dopamine carousel being like, give me something that I don't have right now. So I was just about to say that I'm super proud of myself that I took the first steps of not smoking weed. It is only, I don't know, 10:30 or something. So it's still early, not as usually it would be 2:30 in the morning or something, me being high on the couch, having eaten 2 packets of gummy bears already and a chocolate bar. No, it is some dark chocolate, a tiny one, because that's literally the only thing I have in the house right now. And no weed, just a little bit of suits. And yet the sense of that me probably going to bed soon because I'm just done and lacking energy. And also I'm going to Düsseldorf tomorrow to meet my lovely friend Emily. I wish I had these microphones already that I was thinking about ordering, because there might be some very nice conversations that we'd be having tomorrow, and I'm not sure how to get this on this format, but we'll see. I'll try. I don't know. Okay, that was a great observation actually. What was the conclusion again? I should just go to bed because there is no chemical for drive, and it just might not be the time for drive. Well, whatever. I'll call it a night for now at least. So, new day, new update. I'm gonna try to use the last little bit of light that I have left for this day to update me and you about the last 2 days, which have been quite exhausting. It took me like 8 hours to get back from my hometown back to Cologne, which was really exhausting, and I felt that, as I said before, I felt my energy was a little bit low already. But I decided to go to Düsseldorf on Tuesday, which was yesterday, and to have a little bit of a socializing day, even though the social batteries might have been a little bit low. But there was a lot happening that I need to reconcile on. I don't even know whether that's the right word for it. But it was such a lovely day, such a great day overall, which is mainly because I feel so gifted after this day. From the outside, it was a day that I've been sitting in the cafe of my friend for the longest time of the day, working on the vlog and cutting and just sitting there, having a good time, spending money on coffee and food, and just meeting people and talk to people. That's basically it. It doesn't seem like there was so much of a benefit in it in terms of what did you do business wise? Did you earn money? No, you spend money, so it was just a spare day or like spare time day. Is that what it is? Yes, I feel that's what it is, but this whole sitting there and well, I don't even know how to say it, because the whole day just had its own dynamic, with me enhancing it, being part of it, and also accepting its own energy. In the morning I went to yoga. Oh, that's the first thing. I went to yoga again. It was lovely, it was great. Actually, I need to have an own video about that, because I'm gonna make it short, because it's sort of attached to the gym story that I said before. When I go to yoga, I still have the feeling that even in yoga, where there's so little judgment, or there should be so little judgment, I feel like I want to be the one doing it best. I want to be seen for the good things I do in yoga and in class. I want to do the asanas really good. I want to outperform the others, which is so much ego, which is so strange. Why I need or why I seem to need the attention and the feedback of the teacher, which I rarely get, which is great, because I keep learning it, that it's still fun, and it still serves me, and I still love to do it. Yet that was the thing that I acknowledged yesterday morning. After that, first of all, I was super happy that I did it before I went to Düsseldorf, because I didn't sleep in as I wanted to, but thought for myself that had more benefit than the hour of sleep, and it actually had. So I went to yoga. It was great. Then I went to Düsseldorf, where I was actually supposed to meet my friend Amelie, who apparently forgot our date, but I met other people and had my laptop with me, because after all, I ended up like cutting my videos there and had a little bit of a chat to each and every one. And what happened in the end was that after all, like, there were so many random cool conversations that I could go into, but there was this one in the end which leads me to all of this right now again, because I was pitching this project to Amelie, and her friend was there as well, and talking about what this does to me and breaking the habit, all that this is doing that I have been talking about before as well. I told her and sort of this opened up this room for the conversation about this whole development thing, and this led to the next part, that my next table neighbor, a woman that I've been talking to before, and the girl that Emily was meeting, that she left there when Emily left. We kept talking about stuff and development and dopamine and the dating apps that I was talking about here as well. Why am I doing this? Is this actually fulfilling, or why the fuck is it, or what is this all about? And this room that we opened by this topic attracted another woman, a single mother that just couldn't not talk to us because she was like, hey, I didn't mean to listen, but I did, and this just caught my attention, so can I say something to it? And then we invited her to the table, and it became this whole little big room of honest conversation about where we all are standing, what we want to do and what not, and how we feel about things, be about relation and dating apps. And it was so lovely because the whole experience showed me again that if you open up a room like this one is supposed to be as well, a room where people can be honest and truthful about themselves and sort of vulnerable after all, even or especially to strangers, because for me it helps me to be open to strangers sometimes, because they're not too close, it's not too important what they think about me, but it's important to have someone to talk to bring it out there, to talk to someone, which I am doing like this, but this is not for everyone, obviously. Anyways, I was so blessed to feel this energy, the dynamic it took, and that just gave even more energy to everything I'm doing here. So that is the first topic, and I might have to split this for different times of the video because now I'm switching topics a little bit. not only does my friend own the place, but his employee is also becoming one of my friends now. And we started to talk a couple of months ago, and due to him, my little brother has a flat here in Cologne, and we sort of becoming close, even though we're not too much in contact. But I decided to meet him later on, which was a thing for me because it was going the extra mile. I was meeting another friend in between that. In between being in the cafe when it closed, I met another friend, Lucas, which you will see in the vlog, or which you have seen already, I don't know yet. Which was so nice again in and of itself, because that's just two people not having too much contact as well, which is basically how I treat my relationships. I don't need ongoing maintenance on a weekly base or a daily base even. I just have that with a few friends on a weekly base, but usually it's in irregular spaces or time spaces in between that I meet people. But usually, and this is what I adore so much, that I keep meeting these people more like time-wise quite randomly. It'd be like, hey, I'm in Düsseldorf today, are you free by any chance, should we grab a coffee? And I appreciate it so much that Lucas, for example, just same as me though, takes the time to meet me and just catch up with me, even though it's just for a couple of minutes, half an hour, whatever. Just updating each other, just talking to each other, and keep up somewhat of a friendship, which is so much what I'm doing. That's just what I adore. I need to have all these different people that I can just call up and be like, hey, I was just thinking about you. Do you want to meet? And they'd be like the same way, be like, hey, yo, of course. Haven't heard of you in a while, but let's just do it. Why not? My ex-girlfriend kept on not understanding it, and I still don't know why she didn't understand it, because it's just so natural for me and I enjoy it so much. So that was one lovely thing. But then again, after that, it was late already. I was tired. It's been, I think, 7 p.m. already. It was raining, but going the extra mile, meeting my other friend as well, back to his home, and spending the night with him, or the evening at least, talking in this man on boy scenario, that opened up so many topics, and it went so deep, and it was so beneficial again for, at least for me, but I think for the both of us, because studies show as well that men need evenings with other men to talk about things or talk about feelings and stuff in a way that they couldn't with women in the room, for example, which makes total sense. Same, by the way, is for women as well. Women need women on women time, because it's just different when we're together. So that's one aspect of the evening. I'm making it, it's huge, I know, I'm making it quite big right now, but I hope it's in a reasonable speed and complication state. And we smoked weed with that, which is a topic my mom probably doesn't want me to get into too much, but yet it is a big point for the whole story surrounding me, or my whole being right now, because I used to always, I used to smoke by myself, but also I loved it in this sort of company, because it enhances a work of a flow of speech, at least for myself, or at least for me, because I tend to get even deeper and find connections that I'm at least not too sure I would bring together when I'm in a sober state, which is quite of a nice thing. So it is definitely changing the consciousness in also a good way, yet. And that's one of the topics that is very important, which I want to not only bring out to you, but also state for myself and state for this time of being, that I do feel hungover today. And I did have issues handling myself being high yesterday. There's so many things, like a little headache, a little fatigue, all of this. I had to sleep in a long time. I just felt that smoking weed needs somewhat of extra energy to deal with it, to cope with it. And especially having had some highly or socially energetic times before, smoking weed yesterday just took its toll. It is all in connection with the generally low energy level that I had. So sleeping in for like 12 hours or 11 hours was just part of it, but also hanging around this place this morning, being attached to my phone immediately after I did my morning routine. I did the writing, even though I didn't record it. I had a good breakfast, but then being caught up in this dopamine loop again, being on Instagram without, or hardly without realizing what I'm doing again, just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, be like, oh shit. Not really feeling sort of anxious to stand in front of the camera and do this, wait until it's almost dark to do it. That is all. Also yesterday night I had to buy some sweets and I ate it and I didn't, and then I actually wanted to stretch and I wanted to do all these good things that I'm doing now that I'm mainly sober all the time. But I didn't. I just hung around. I watched some late night YouTube, and after, or I almost fell asleep, or I did fall asleep while I was watching it. So I just turned off the phone and fell to sleep immediately, which is the worst thing I can do because I just feel that I need some space between constant flashy input and going to bed, which just disrupts my sleep basically, and actually is one of the things why I have to sleep so much then. So overall, to round it all up, for me, what I realized again in terms of smoking weed, the benefits that it had yesterday night, and also how much I like the actual smoking itself. Not so much the getting high, but just the rolling, the smoking, whatever. I'm really lacking the main benefit of it. I really am. It's really hard to, it almost, or it does feel like it's not, I have to just say it loud. I'm actually hesitating to say it. It does not have the benefits for me anymore. I feel it. I feel so low. I feel so torn back to do this right now, for example. And it's just putting some extra weight on everything. That's what I'm feeling. It puts some extra weight on getting up, on doing all the good things for myself, and it just, for me, excuse me, it just feels like this extra package of energy that you need to load, that you need to carry with yourself doing other stuff. That's just what it feels like. And I'm happy that I decided not to do it on a regular basis anymore. And also, I feel the longer the time span is in between, which seems so obvious, but the better it is. That's just what it is. That must have been a long video, and there's so much more to it. But since this is a journey, again, I don't need to bring it all out now, but so far so good. And again, to finish this all off, thank you so much for watching. If you watched until here, click subscribe, click like, let's trigger the algorithm. Thank you so much. Next videos are coming, definitely. I can say that because it's now 4 or 5 weeks later and there's a bunch of material coming. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy. Bye-bye.